How are you doing, guys? It's ZDEyE here. So there was a little bit of an article that came up on the Insider Gaming written by Tom Henderson all about Ubisoft. It is a very interesting read. I'd highly suggest you to check it out for yourself and just see what it's got in store and the background within Ubisoft. The title of this article is named Inside Ubisoft, From Low Morale to Internal Tensions, and it gets into the difficulties that Ubisoft had to face and still is facing while developing so many games and so many titles. Now, I'm not going to read out a whole article. It's just, it would not make much sense. Instead, I will leave down links below in the description for you to do so for yourself. I still have taken some of the bullet points out of this article, and I want to have an individual kind of a conversation per the category, if that makes sense. So, first of all, I want to mention that what the thing I took out was that Star Wars Outlaws targeting its first half 2024 after launch. Now, it's not as if it was a surprise for us, but nevertheless, I'm still looking forward to see what it's got more, because it did not yet convince me at this moment. I need to see more. Now, it does seem to be a little bit different to what we're used to from Ubisoft titles, and you know how Ubisoft has been for the past few years with continuations of similar titles, RPGs, just loot boxes and this sort of stuff, like just ridiculous basically. And now with their different direction that they are doing with this title, it could be good, but I'm not yet convinced. I still need to see more, like I said. Assassin's Creed Codename Red targeting second half of 2024. Honestly though, I did not expect anything else, because I really did expect this game to come out at the end of 2024. There's been so many rumors and speculations as well that this game is going to be coming out at the end of 2024. I really hope it really turns out to be a great game. I hope it's going to be a little bit different compared to what it was. Actually, no, very different compared to what it was from Valhalla. Maybe similar to Assassin's Creed Origins or Odyssey, because I really love those games. Valhalla, it just bored me the fuck out. But being that it's in a different setting again, being in Japan and stuff like that, that just screams to me so well. And I like, oh man, thank you finally doing an Assassin's Creed where it's supposed to be and where it's supposed to belong. Man, I'm very much looking forward to it. And I have heard there's some rumors, and I hope it's not credible, I hope it's not true, that this game may get pushed to 2025. I really hope it doesn't come to that, because 2025 got already big games coming out. I'm looking forward to playing as well. And I think that this sort of a title needs to come out at the end of 2024. But again, that's just my opinion. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is in the development and is still several years out, unfortunately. Now, this is not really news. We did know it's, well, in the development and will be coming out sometime soon. And also, I'm very much looking forward to it. Being it is a Black Flag Assassin's Creed game, it's just genuinely going to be awesome. And also, I actually got a big video, well, not very big, but I got another video coming out of an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, and I want to, leave some of my thoughts, for that video. It will be coming out in a few days or so. I'm still looking forward to it. Nevertheless, I wanted to mention, and I hope it turns out to be good. I hope it turns out to be somewhat similar to what it was from the Black Flag, and of course, it needs to have serious improvements since it is a remake, and not just in graphical front or the gameplay, but also maybe some changes within the story that kind of would make more sense, but doesn't actually deviate too far from its native material, if that makes sense. Now, of course, the article gets into the revenue and the players count for the Prince of Persia, also the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I was thinking about having a discussion in individual games like as such as well, but I decided against it. And I'm not gonna sit here and just say like, is this good or is this bad? Is this considered a success? Is this considered to be a failure for Ubisoft? Now we can just say no, this is bad, this is good. I'm not gonna do that, so I'm gonna ignore this topic a little bit. But what the thing is, the last bullet point that I've taken away from, it's regarding that there's going to be multiple new Far Cry games and Ghost Recon games in some time of 2025 to 2026. I'm very much looking forward to see what they got in store regarding that. Now, I wanted to take this from the article. There's a little bit extra regarding these titles. In 2025 and 2026, expect a new mainline entry to Ghost Recon. It is codenamed Project Over, set during the fictional Neman War. 2 new Far Cry titles, including a multiplayer game, it's called Project Maverick, and a new mainline entry to the Far Cry, Project Blackbird. 2 new Assassin's Creed games, Hexing and the Invictus, So this is going to be interesting. And it's already announced Splinter Cell remake. I'm very much looking forward to this remake, by the way. I'm very curious to see what they got in store regarding that. Beyond that, expect several new Assassin's Creed games, including an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, currently known as Project Obsidian. Very nice. So yeah, this is just a little bit of an extra tidbit. I just wanted to sprinkle it in here anyway, just kind of have a little bit of a clarity, if that makes sense. So we do know regarding other Far Cry titles. This genuinely is interesting, being one of a mainline entry and a multiplayer one as well. I'm curious to see what they got in store for its mainline, and assuming that it is a next Far Cry game, so would it be Far Cry 7, if that's the case? Or maybe it's gonna be like Far Cry New Dawn, kind of like a side character, like side plot, side story, or a side game or something, like it was for the Far Cry Primal, and I said Far Cry New Dawn. Now, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what they got in store. I'm interested to see what they have learned. And the best thing of all, I want to see what's going to be the difference that we have already seen from Far Cry 5, Far Cry 6. Oh man, please be somewhat different. I'm not really holding my breath, but yet I am curious, if that makes sense. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to have a little bit of a chat regarding of the Ubisoft and their main lines coming up in the future. Just in general, how difficulties that they have been going through. Like I mentioned, do take a look at this article for yourself. It's an incredible read. I highly encourage you to. Alright, like and subscribe. See you guys all later, and yeah, have a wonderful day.